Howdy, howdy. Good morning. Continuing on with part 3. Soul Edge. Very, very old instant classic where Soul Calibur got its start. It was Soul Calibur before Soul Calibur. Called Soul Blade in America for some dumb reason, even though the sword from the series is called Soul Edge, so I prefer this title. This is the Japanese version. You'd be surprised how well it holds up today, and even for an old 3D fighting game, it still looks pretty damn nice, and it has really good free flow kind of combos. The weight feels good. Character roster has a good amount of variety. It's just pretty solid. I'd say still give it a chance. It plays kind of like prototype Soul Calibur 1, but that's not in a bad way at all. Really good game. Moving on, we have a fucking awesome forgotten classic. I don't know if anybody knows about Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, but this game is fucking awesome. I'm not even a big Gundam mech guy, but big-ass robots duking it out. You pick a pilot, but the pilot doesn't matter. Then you pick from, one of a few different robot types, which each have about 4 different robots for each type. You have a boost system. Different robots have more dashes. It's an 8-way directional dash. I like playing as Super 8, which is an octopus thing, which has up to 8 fucking dashes. You have projectile range things with lasers, rockets. You got buzzsaws, swords. This game is fucking amazing. Only for the Japanese PlayStation, and it's about $60. I think you can also get a Dreamcast version, but it's only in Japan as well. I highly recommend you pick this up. That's also where one of my favorite characters of all time, Devilot to Death Satan the Ninth, is from. There's a really old Cyberbots pin, and then I have a couple Devilot figures and stuff, as you can see there, and somewhere in the back there's another one. Devilot's fucking awesome. Cyberbots is great. Next up on my list, I have Pocket Fighter. The Japanese version. It's about $20 for the Japanese version. This is probably, unironically, my favorite fighting game of all time, despite being geared towards a younger audience and more of a children's fighting game. It has an auto combo function that kind of breaks away into different branching paths. You start with square, and then you can be like square X, or square XXX, or square all the way through. You have a guard break with circle, and you can throw different throwable, consumable items. Throughout the course of the game, you pick up gems as you fight, which power up one of 3 different special moves. Uses mostly Street Fighter characters, but there's a Darkstalkers representative or 2, and Tessa from Red Earth, so you have variety. I find this game teaches you the fundamentals of just fighting games in general very well. It's forgiving enough where you can pick it up, but it punishes you when you make enough mistakes, that's for sure. But honestly, this is the game I have to kind of give credit to for making me better at all other fighting games. It taught me the fundamentals, it taught me how to keep up pressure, it taught me what frame data was. It's a really good game. It's really cute and lighthearted, and I highly recommend this. Next up, I'm not going to say much about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't think it's the best fighting game ever made, like a lot of people will say. It's a really awesome crossover, great amount of characters, high-octane, amazing game. I'm just not big on fighting games that require me to learn 3 separate damn people and then how they all interlink. Maybe I'm not hardcore enough, but I just kind of wish there was a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 mode just for the option, so I didn't always have to feel like I'm sitting down and devoting my time to remembering 3 separate entities and how they all correlate together. That being said, the game's flashy as hell. It looks good, feels good to play. Free flow combos feel great. It's just good. Unfortunately, I have the PlayStation 2 version and not the Dreamcast because this runs at 30 FPS and not 60. But I'm one of those people that can't see past 30 that well anyway, so it doesn't really bother me much. My eyes are doo-doo. Really, really good game. I can't recommend it enough. I got the Japanese version because it is much cheaper, but if you can deal with Japanese menus and navigation, it's not that hard. Ooh, mixing it up, one of my few long box titles from the old PlayStation days, Unfortunately, this disc has some issues, and I need to get it buffed out, so I've never been able to actually play this specific version, but I've played Street Fighter Alpha 1 many times. Third Strike is a lot of people's favorite, but I like the Alpha series. I find that there's something enjoyable about the simplicity of a classic style feeling Street Fighter game with just a pinch of the new age to it. That's the best way I can describe Street Fighter Alpha. It's simple, it's clean, it looks good, it's fun to play, nothing's too complicated, you don't gotta worry about V trigger skills and all this new shit. Just you and 1 through 3 level of super meter. Good game. I'm gonna have to get it buffed though. Had to put it up there with the rest of my games that are getting buffed. Moving on, I'll go ahead and knock these long box games out. Vanilla Mortal Kombat 3. Not Ultimate, because Ultimate's not on the PlayStation, but for some reason they decided to release base Vanilla MK3. You know, the one without Scorpion, missing most of the roster, you can't combo after a jump punch, and in general the game's scale and balance is really broken, so all you gotta do is play Cabal and do jump kick, aerial, fireball the whole game. It's ridiculous, and the fact that because Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was on the Super Nintendo, so there's almost no excuse to re-release vanilla version on PlayStation 1. I can't fathom why they would. That being said, it's awesome to see that big-ass instruction manual in there. The disc is still in relatively good shape after I got it buffed at one point because it was really scratched up. Box is kind of falling apart, but if you like Mortal Kombat and you like that old long box era because it makes you feel a certain way, I recommend picking it up. And you get to play with unnerfed Cabal, so there's some merit. My final long box game, they're all incidentally fighting games. This one's a rare one to find. I have Street Fighter, the movie, the game, digitized graphics from the shit movie. This game gets a bad rap as one of the worst games of all time. It's the Street Fighter with digitized graphics from the movie. The arcade version's different, as it plays a little different. It has Akuma, so this is missing Akuma because it's the home console release, but I've played it once or twice. It's more of a novelty than anything else. It plays like clunky Street Fighter 2, which isn't really saying much in terms of merit for it, but basically it's not as bad as people say. It's playable, it's just not that fun. It's just kind of lame. Moving on, I have a Japanese title valued at around $60 to more dollars. I have Hokko No Kin, or Fist of the North Star, as the anime is called in America. This isn't the only video game from the series, but this is like Kasuge to the ultimate degree. This is where you see those like legendary basketball dunk combos, where you basically can infinite someone and then infinite them into the one-hit kill fatal KO move. This game's fun as fuck. It's made by Arc System Works, and even despite being completely unbalanced, you have to be very skilled in order to break the game. The game's roster is pitiful. That's kind of my only issue with it, but it's high-octane speed, very well drawn, very crisp animation, awesome music, everything feels amazing, and has awesome weight behind it. This game is hype as fuck. One of my favorite fighting games I've ever played, though I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best. It is definitely a highly recommended must-play, though, in my book. Also, if you buy it, you also get the fucking special movie DVD only located within this game. So there is that. I have yet to watch that, though. I have yet to actually watch the series. Last game, and then I'll probably cut this part here so that way I get around the 10-minute mark. Mortal Kombat Deception. The 3D Mortal Kombat era was rough ever since MK4. Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon, in my opinion, are not great fighting games, but they are alright Mortal Kombat games. I no longer have Deadly Alliance nor Armageddon, as times have changed, but I've still held on to Deception, which I hold in regard as my favorite game. Most people hate the Conquest mode for being a glorified tutorial, and I understand that. It does suck, but I do like to explore the world of Mortal Kombat, and I love all of the hidden little collectibles, coins, and trinkets they scatter throughout. The fighting concept's kind of bad. It controls like dog shit and molasses, but it's a little faster than Deadly Alliance, and it doesn't have that floaty, jump spammy bullshit like Armageddon. I also found puzzle combat to be the best part about the game and very enjoyable. It's a fun little puzzle popper with a funny twist on the cuteness of little mini Mortal Kombat characters, but you wouldn't expect to see much. I don't really recommend this game a whole lot unless you like Mortal Kombat, but I mean, it's alright. Buy it for puzzle combat at least. It's a damn good puzzle popper. I really can't complain.